And we are live. Can you hear me? Okay, things seems to be okay. I can see myself, so that's good. But I don't know if I've got feedback. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, you can hear me. So that's good. So killing the sound on this one. That's always a concern when you do a live stream. Am I loud enough? I think so. Okay. So today's live stream, we're going to start with, why can't I see my script? That starts well. Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to just bring this one down a bit more for myself. As I was saying, we are going to be starting to build a weather station today. But before that, can I maybe know where you're all from? I'm going to go and fetch the damn weather station. And there we are. So let me frame it for you. So this is what it looks like. Direction of the wind. Here is for the rain. It's a bucket system that just flips. And speed of the wind. Sorry, I'm not going to get it right exactly. Not that, the wind speed thing. There you are. And I'll talk a bit more about this a little later, but that's where the whole unit for the weather station would be. That would be where the ESP is and all the sensors and everything else, at the exception of one sensor, which would be going below somewhere, which would be one of these, the LS sensor. Yeah, so one of these, LS sensor. Okay, that would come out at the bottom. Let me take this section out. Oh, can I even do that without having everything flying? No, okay. But if you look, let me put it right for you. There we are. If you look, you can see inside all the way. So you can run, these cables can be run under here. I didn't, because this is from another weather station. But yes, so here it is. That's the weather station. And this is how it presents itself. And that's what you put up on your roof. Okay, let me put that away. Over here, where it's very tightly balancing. Okay, so that's it. It's to build this, and yeah, today we're going to be talking about how we're going to build it, why I'm taking the options that I am to build it. One of the big ones is that I want local data. And then also, what else? Yeah, okay. We'll also cover, yeah, as I said, we'll also cover why we're building the station the way that we're going to build it. And then we'll prep the MCU, get at least one sensor connected. If we've got time, we'll do more than one. And as always, don't worry about taking notes and things like that. The code will be available most probably early tomorrow, my time. I'd say, when I say early, mid-afternoon tomorrow, my time. You'll be able to go onto the GitHub. I'll put the GitHub link in the description. And yeah, so I want to begin with some channel updates. So quick housekeeping. Next week on December 14th will be the last live stream for this year. And that will be part 2 of the series. Then we return in Jan, and please do expect some changes for the channel. There'll be a bit more content, I think, I'm hoping. And I'll be working throughout this period to get things a bit smoother. So yeah, you might even see things popping before then, particularly because there are maybe some changes in ESPHome that we won't be able to cover in 2 weeks. And yeah, so the shorts, obviously, which I've talked about last week, believe it or not. So yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm taking a break to recharge and prep all these new shorts and things. If you want to support the channel directly, there are ways whilst I'm away, which is membership and super thanks. That would be the best way to do it, really. It really helps me at the end of the day, and you will see why. I buy a lot of MCUs and sensors and things. I mean, the wind vane and all of that you saw there. These things, sorry to say, but are expensive at the end of the day. And I live on my disability, so it can be a little steep at times. So yeah, but let's talk a little bit about the shorts. I'm not going to go into depth with them, but I have done some work, and maybe I'll be able to show you some. Let me see if I can open the right folder. I'm assuming I can. Usually I have all of these things prepped, and today, I don't know why, my day went a little crazy, to the point where I didn't know, whether I was coming or going. But I didn't want to postpone today, so I kind of went, okay, fine, let's do this. The new design for the no, that's live streams. I want the shorts. Where are the shorts? Shorts, assets. Okay, where did I put them? Okay, this is embarrassing. Maybe. Apologies for this. Nope. That is strange. That is also weird. As I was saying, the day slipped very quickly, and I didn't want to postpone this, so I went all steam with it. And for the life of me, I don't know what I did. Audio background, images. That is strange. Okay, so I can't show you the images because I don't know where I put them. Unless, wait. They're not here, but I can go into here maybe. No, they're not in here either. Pity. Pity. Okay, I'll look at the end of the stream. I'll look if I can find them. But I've started working on a few things. And it's not here either, is it? No. That is strange, to say the least. I have one last place I can look. But in the meantime, so I've been working on visuals, and I've been working on. Well, that doesn't help me. Okay. I just wanted to see if I've got some visuals in here, and I do not have visuals in here either. Okay, so I don't know where I've put them, sorry. I really don't. I feel silly. They're not here, they're not here. Nope. Okay. Hey, guess what I just found? So, what is this? Nope. I'm gonna show you one of them. Okay. And I'm not seeing if I'm on the right one. Yeah, there you are. You can see it. That's one of the splash screens for. This is specifically for the Home Assistant config snippets. Now I'm going to use a short to demonstrate stuff that doesn't take forever. And I'll be dead honest with you. Okay, first and before all, there is going to be 3 short form series. ESPHome quick code. This one, Home Assistant configuring snippets. Sorry, and DIY sensor showcase. The quick code, this one is like micro tutorials on getting things for your dashboard done. Oh, sorry. ESPHome quick code is things that have changed or things that doesn't take a full video to explain. So the second one, this is Home Assistant config snippets. That will be specifically for dashboard stuff that I can squeeze in under a minute. And then DIY sensor showcase. I'm going to start talking about sensors and what they can do and where you can use them. And that also is going to be squeezed in under 1 minute. Now, a little bit of transparency, because I know there, and you can see the logo on the bottom right, and that's Gemini's logo. And you know, I value transparency. I've talked about everything. I'm not going to hide anything from you. And really, I'm using Gemini. It's about working smarter. It's not doing the scripts for me at all. That's still mine. But when it comes to the planning and when it comes to images and these things, Gemini is going to be assisting me. I'm a 1.5-man show in the sense that my wife will do some of the video editing. But outside of that, I am literally a 1-man show. And this is not my only project, as I've been very open with it. I have another project that is also taking my time, and they're both long-term projects. I don't see myself finishing the other project before June to September of next year. And I will talk about that project closer to its end time. But yeah, so I am using an AI. I am using Gemini 3 to be exact. But it's really for planning, putting my thoughts together, and generate artwork. That it just helps me, generally speaking, to not forget stuff, and that's why I have a script even for these. I don't want to miss stuff, and Gemini has helped me with the script, but not with the code, not with the idealization, not with the concepts. All of that is 100% mine. All it does is that it helps me to consolidate my ideas and do something that is very presentable. So yeah. Ooh, I skipped like 20 sections. Okay. Let me see where I am. Yeah. Okay. So that's the truth of the matter. I am assisted by an AI, and Google Gemini is it. And if you want me to talk about Google Gemini and my experience with it, I can do that. I'm not. I don't have any problems with that. I can even show you some nice. Hold on. Some nice example on how it works and how you can make it work for you. I'll tell you what, Gemini 3 is scary. It's more like talking to somebody than it is talking to an AI. Okay, so now that we've covered all of that, I'm going to close this. Oh, yes. Let me show you this one, because this one is a bit different. Okay. So here it is. This is the ESPHome update. And yeah, that's what it looks like. So yeah, I'm not saying these are the finals, but we're coming close. We are coming close. Okay. So, and we close this. We close this. Go back here. Okay. Let me move on to the next piece of this. Okay, so I wanted, before we start building anything, I'm going to talk about a few things, and I wanted to approach some topics that I think we need to. And this is valid whether we want to build a weather station, whether we want to build a room sensor, whether we want to build a sensor to keep track of the water container outside. At the end of the day, to me, they're all. The argument is the same across the board. So the first thing that I want to say is that, you know, you have three options. Off the shelf, the DIY project that have been prepared by others. I'll talk about this a bit more in depth in a second. And what we are going to do. The off-the-shelf commercial sensors, in this case station, have some pros. They are very easy to install. There is no building time. They plug and play. But they're very expensive. Your data is not yours. And there are a lot of privacy issues. And you know that Home Assistant as a whole is more about getting things and keeping things local. And it's a black box. The code is proprietary. The APIs are proprietary. And they are definitely not maker-friendly. You can't fix them yourself. So yeah, that's your first options. And if you want to take that option and go and buy a weather station, you're more than welcome to. But as I say, you'll hit some of these issues. And is it going to be compatible with Home Assistant? And. Okay. The second option is to use an existing DIY project. And I'm going to take Open Energy as an example. And I've got one of the boards here. The other one is on my roof, so I can't exactly show it to you. So, oh, that's fine. That is a lot of fun, in fact. Let me see why you can't see the... no. This is this one we want. Yes, the overhead is up now. My apologies about that. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about these in a minute, but I want to show you this one. Right now, this is the Open Energy board. It's nice. It's got the ins for the wind vane, wind speed, and the rain bucket sensor. It has plugs for, or pins for, about everything that you would need, except it has no pin for SPI. So it doesn't have any SPI pins. What I don't like about these, as much as, and I don't want to tell you that it's a bad board. It isn't. The other one either. The other one's been working on my roof for 2 years now. So, you know, oh yes, it can take a battery in. On the side, you can see it can take another battery. It can take the solar directly. You know, it has a whole lot of stuff. It has a LoRa chip over here. But my biggest problem with this is everything is soldered on the board. So if the ESP decides to go for, yeah, and I've got a problem with this board right now, and I don't know if it's the ESP, the board, or my code, or because I can't switch the board, so the ESP board. So I don't know what's wrong with it. But yes, if you want to go this route, you can. These boards are not exactly the cheapest. But yeah, it's possible, and I'll leave links to this on GitHub as well, so that you can have a look at it. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad board or anything like that. On the contrary, I think it's brilliant. In fact, the station that you just saw a minute ago, or the housing, houses this specific board, and as I will explain later, and why we are going to reuse some of the concepts, and we're going to reuse the housing itself as well, or in part, with some modifications, but we'll get there. So fantastic project. The PCB is there, the solar readiness is there, the 3D printable housing exists, and it's got the firmware that you can load up to it there and then. It's a C++ firmware. So yeah, it works with Home Assistant out the box. In this specific case, from the Open Energy, Open Green Energy. Where did I put my mouse? So for me, the two big deal breakers are the fact that everything is soldered on it, or the two main chips are soldered on it, That's a problem for me. If the MCU dies, then what? And maintenance. You can't swap the parts, and troubleshooting is a nightmare on that board. I'm sorry, but it is. So for me, as much as I wanted to use it, as much as I kind of went, doesn't work for me. It's not very maker friendly at the end of the day. He's made all of this open source, and kudos to him. I'm sure it suits a lot of people. It just doesn't work for me. Okay, so I've covered that. I'm looking for something that is more modular and more maintainable. And by the way, the version 3 was very maintainable because you could put a normal ESP32 into it, and that's it. When I talk about the normal ESP32, I'm going to take one of these. One of these, you plug it in. It's well, I say normal. It's a specific one, but yeah, it's a standard ESP32 dev board. But yeah, there, finishing clock. Sorry, South Africanism finished. Okay, so with all of that said, and with all the respect that I have for the guys at I just said the name now, slipped out of my mind, Open Green Energy, who are at the end of the day the inspiration behind all of this. They are the guys that made me think, that they're the first ones that I went to. I think we are going to do what we call in the maker world, or in the 3D printing maker world, a remix. We're going to take all of those good ideas, and in fact, we're going to take the housing practically intact. We're just going to modify it a little bit, and we're going to make something of our own, and something that's more modular, that's more flexible for us as a maker. And last week, I think, if you saw my impromptu live stream, I showed you these things. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to grab it. I want to try to use one of these. They're basically a solderable version of a breadboard. So that's the route I want to go down, and I will show you later in later live streams or videos how I'm going to do that. So as I say, I use a V3 board still today, and then yeah, as my electronics knowledge and this hobby has grown, there's a lot of things that have changed. I've started looking at usability a lot. I started looking at modularization a lot, and maintainability a lot. And as I did that, I looked at this project and I went, I need another solution. And this is where the other solution is right now. I'm going to do a remix, and I'm going to take you along for the journey. At its core, it's going to be ESPHome. That is going to be the software part of it. And an MCU, and I'll talk about the MCU in a minute. You saw a whole lot of MCUs a second ago. I want to go down the wish list of the sensors that I want. And let me tell you if I'm missing anything, or if you want to add something, please leave it in the comments below. And I'll look at it and I'll look into it. Okay, so the obvious ones is temperature, humidity, and pressure. And that we're going to be using a BM 680, and I know that in my announcement I said 280, but there is the BME. Yeah, there it is. You'll see it in a second in any case. Today, if we have time, we'll even put the LTR. Oops. Yeah, it's not focusing. The LTR 390 as well, but we'll see if we've got time to do that. So that is for light and UV. Then the rain, wind speed, and wind direction, we've talked about already. You've seen it at the beginning. And for those that just joined us, because I see that a lot of new people have joined us, this is what we're building. Oops, try to get it in the right place. This is what we're building. Okay. And this is the housing I was talking about a minute ago. The open green energy housing. Okay. Put that one right. I'm not going to take it again. Because it doesn't hold anywhere. Okay. So that's very important. And then we need a very low power consumption, because at the end of the day, we want to have it solar and battery driven. Now for batteries, obviously, I'd rather use these. What happened to my battery? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. We want to use these. These are LiPo batteries, and again, sorry, I'll put it there so that you can see it a little later. And then there is the nice to haves. Nice to have is, and in part, the BME 680 will take care of this, but ECO2, so CO2 contents, TVOC, and PM contents. Now, when it comes to PM contents, these are two different sensors that do exactly the same thing. They do PM content, so PM1, PM2.5, PM4, PM10. Generally speaking, PM2.5. The next one would be, and I think it's a must in South Africa, lightning detector. Let me pull it up for you, because I've got one right here. This is the one that I have. Come. In front of my face, and even in front of my face, it's not picking it up. Okay, I'll put it with the rest over here. On top of the battery. So you'll see it's on top of the battery when we get there. Okay, and as I say, what we want to do also is solar power and battery backup, so that it can run the whole night. So there are code and things that we'll have to do. When running at night, we're gonna have to put it to sleep for 5 minutes, wake it up for a minute or so that it can hook up to the Wi-Fi, send the latest data, go back to sleep, and so forth. And we'll look at that towards the end of the series. Okay, so we've covered that, and now, and sorry, I'll be back in a split second. I told you a split second. My nose was completely blocked. Yeah, where was I? Oh, yes. So let's talk about the brain, okay? And I've been thinking a lot about what process or MCU I want to use. And it's been a difficult decision, and you're going to understand why. I need, out of the MCU, I need some very specifics. Number one, it has to be compatible with ESPHome. So it's going to be an ESP processor, and obviously we'll go for an ESP32 processor. It needs to have enough power to crunch what we're giving it. And we're going to be giving it a little bit, but not. Let's just say that an ESP 8266 would be enough. I think to be able to do all of what we needed to do. We need enough pins to put all of our sensors in. Now, a lot of those sensors are going to be I2C, so that, you know, and we can chain those, so we're already saving quite a bit. But I would like to have, one of them is going to be UART, and the other one is going to be SPI. So we need both UART and SPI. So all of this has to, we need enough pin for this. And then one of the options obviously would be ideally that we don't have to go down and build a solar/battery system per se. So although it would be fun, there are ways to do it, I'd rather not. So here are the contenders. And let me show them to you. No, this one, sorry. Oh, there is the lightning detector, by the way. Let me put it back so I don't lose it. And that's the battery. I've got smaller ones, but yeah, this is the one that I'd love to use. So when we come to contenders, and let me just do this a little bit, and full scoop. I'm not going to play too much of it. Okay. So when I talk about contenders, here are some. This is a Fire Beetle, and it is an ESP32, straight ESP32. The nice thing is that it does have a battery terminal here. Having said that, it's not exactly the power-wise, it's not exactly what we're looking for. Let's be honest. So I've considered it. It goes out. The next thing is, well, the C3. Super mini. Cute, easy to work with, doesn't take any space, doesn't have enough pins. So here is the C3 from Espressive themselves. This is a dev kit. It's nice, but I don't think it has the power that... I'm afraid it won't be powerful enough, and I'm not saying I'm not going to try it. I'm just saying that I'm really afraid that it just doesn't have the power to do what we need with it. This is the ESP32 C6 Super Mini. And here is the thing, it may very well have the pins that we need, even though it's a Super Mini. But it has another problem. And though I'm not going to dismiss it, and I'm going to put it here, you'll understand shortly what the problem is. This is an ESP32 S3 Super Mini. Very powerful chip. This one's got 4 megabits of no, it doesn't come back to me. It's got 2 megabits of PSRAM and 4 megabits of flash. This one is the Rolls-Royce, or I should say the Ferrari of ESPs. It's the ESP32 S3, 16 megabits of flash and 8 megabits of RAM. This thing will run image recognition, from what I've gathered. This is powerful. It's not only powerful, it's heavy, and it is heavy on power. So the S3 gets taken out. Left with this. But maybe there is others that we should investigate. And this is the Firebeetle 2 ESP32 N16R2. This is a beast. Let's be honest, this is a beast. And so it's ESP32W ROM 32E. So it's a ESP32E. It has the input for a battery, and it can handle solar in. I think, is it this one that can handle solar in? I would have to check if it does handle solar in. But then it becomes a better contender than this. But this is an old chip, and it's not very efficient. Now, we have, and all of these, by the way, are Firebeetle 2s now. The next one is the S3. And yes, it's too powerful. It's too power hungry. In fact, I would say to a certain degree, this one too. Then enters the one. This is an ESP32 C6 by DF Robot. It is solar compliant, 5 volts, and it's got the battery management system and everything else. So I think we can safely put these aside. And this is my choice. Let me give you some of the specifications. As I said, it's got a battery management system. It supports 5-volt solar charging, battery level detection. And all of this is out of the box. Makes it very easy to put it off grid. Also, it supports Wi-Fi, Zigbee, and Thread. Okay, I am skipping BLE because, I mean, why would we use BLE? I mean, we need range. We don't need ultra low power. It also supports Wi-Fi 6. Low latency, fires up very quickly, very low power consumption. Memory-wise, it has 4 megabytes of flash. And, flash-wise, it has 4 megabytes, and it's plenty of space for what we need to do. And memory-wise, it's got 512 kilobytes of SRAM. Look, it's not the massive 4 megabytes or 8 megabytes you can find on an S3, but then again, do we need it? It's weather data. We're not doing any AI work or any complicated stuff, so I think we're good. Now the elephant in the room, and if you come and tell me, yes, Pascal, but this is not a cheap dev board, I'll agree with you fully. It's not a cheap dev board. In fact, ESPHome is not known to be cheap. And this gives me a bit of a segue. If you find what I'm doing today valuable, a super chat or a super sticker would be very welcome, because it would go back to buy these things. Thank you. Okay. At the end of the day, the thing is, it has everything we need. And yes, it's expensive, but then again, it does have a battery management system, and it does have a solar input. So we don't need to think about that. So maybe it's expensive now, but because we don't need to think about that, we don't need to buy more. Having said that, I might try to do a budget build, but once we finish the series. I first want to get this working. Also, the thing is, and no, sorry, wrong one. Have a good look at all of them next to each other, because you'll find something absolutely great. It's a platform. You can pop out the one, and with very little changes, pop the other one in. They're very similar in their pen layout. They are completely the same in the way that they're physically laid out. So the GPIOs are very similar and often the same. And the pins are laid out exactly the same. In fact, if you look at them from the top as well, the positioning of everything is identical. So those are for screens. They're at the same place. The only one that has camera input is the S3. Okay, so again, easily changeable, easily swappable. You want more power, you can go up to the S3. You want less power, I don't know if there is a 3C3 version of it, but I think there is. In fact, before I tell you that there is and there isn't, let me double check. I should have checked before, obviously, and you are more than welcome to scream at me. Where is my browser? I lost my browser. Oh, there it is. ESPHome C3. No, not ESPHome, ESPHome. I should put Fire Beetle 2, right? Fire Beetle 2 C3. There isn't, apparently. Can't see one. There's a Beetle, but not a Fire Beetle 2 C3. Let's see. I'm gonna just sorry, it takes a second to don't want that now. So the Fire Beetle 2 comes, and you've seen this ESP32E. You've seen the C6, and it comes in S3. But I can't find anything else. I can find the UE and the E, but yeah, can't find. C6, yes. There's a C5 coming out, which has Wi-Fi 6, BLE5, Zigbee, and Thread. So no, oh, and what? Yeah, Wi-Fi 6 is. So that's a C5 that's going to be coming out shortly. And a P4 on Firebeetle 2. Firebeetle 2, S3, 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 S3. Nope. Nope. There is no C3. I kind of expected it. So yeah. Let me just come back here. Okay. So where am I? So as I say, I'm not opposed or to try another board. And if you want me to try another board at the end of the series, sound off in the chat, and I'll see what I can do for you. Okay, so I wanted quickly to go through the bill of material for today. And yes, we are nearly an hour in. I kind of expected this because I wanted to explain a lot of my thoughts and my thought process. And I'm sorry that it's a lot of my head, but that's over now. Well, it will be over shortly. So we've done and we've decided that we're going to go with the Firebeetle C6. That's done and dealt with. So what else will you need? You're going to need a breadboard. Okay. So let's put the breadboard in the picture. And what we're going to do so it doesn't travel, we're going to do that. Put it nicely in the center. Actually, put it nicely in the center that way. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so what else do we need? I highly, highly, highly recommend some of these and some of these. So we're looking at jumpers and breadboard solid cores. Then you're going to need a good USB cable that is able to talk very fast to your MCU. Now, I do have one. It is outside the picture. It's right here. I can show it to you. It is hooked up. So, yeah. In fact, yeah, now I'm going to leave it like this because that's nicely framed. So that, we're going to need a sensor that will be for temperature, and that will be the BME 680. It's not sitting well, is it? Let's see if I could get it to sit well. Yeah. And then if we have time, as I said, LTR 390. Hey. Okay. I see it's creeping out the frame. And sorry, but I'm going to have something to drink quickly. And unfortunately, there is no vodka in there. Again, so what else are we going to need? No, we're not going to need anything else. I'll put the full bill of materials for the entire series up on my GitHub page by tomorrow, as I've said, so that you can come along and do part 2 with me. So let's get on to really doing something with all of this and getting rid of this face for you. What do you say? Oh no, but I already did. You can see the breadboard. Okay, so you've gotten rid of my face. Although I'm still here in the corner. I don't know how I show that. No, it's not. Yeah, there. Okay. So, let's just talk about the breadboard. Last week, I had one of these. Yeah, you'll see it's a little newer than the one that's there. And for about 10-15 minutes, I was troubleshooting because I did not have power to my sensor, or rather, I couldn't see my sensor. Well, yours truly was an idiot. And yours truly forgot a little thing. So if that ever happens to you, you will see there is a break in this one and there is no break in that one. The broken one means that this part and this part are two separate parts. You could put 5 volts here and 3.3 volts here. This one is one single rail. So here you've got 4 rails. Here you've got 2 rails. Anyway, I felt like an idiot when I figured out what was wrong. Yeah, it was an impromptu video, so I guess some things are acceptable. So before we even going to put this in, I'm going to quickly go to the code. I'm going to plug it in to the computer. It's the only time I'm going to plug it into the computer. And what we're going to do is, now by now you should be used to my modular thing. And if you're not used to my modular way of doing things, I have an entire course on that earlier in the on the channel. So yeah, you can find it there. So if you don't understand how this works, I highly recommend that you go and have a look at those videos. And the video series is called, sorry, I do have it somewhere. And for the life of me, I can't find it. Oh yeah, putting practices, tips and tricks. There we are. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to flash. And I'm doing all of this in real time, so excuse the time that it's going to take. I'll be talking about other things whilst the flash is happening, but these are substitutions, so they will be inserted right through the code. For example, and I'm just going to show you this one, device IP address will be found in common networks. In the file, in the Wi-Fi file, and if we go down somewhere, there is a static IP. There it is, device IP address. Yeah. So, oh, by the way, that code is already on GitHub for you. It's been there for nearly a year, actually. So that's one. Yes, I'm in Johannesburg in South Africa. In case you were wondering, I am going to use the C6 Firebeetle 2 board. You will see there is a bunch of, no, this is Core Pascal. There is a bunch of boards here that I've already pre-organized and pre-set up. Yeah, even this board, isn't it? There it is. That's it. So, but you'll find a whole lot of board. The CAM board is there, and you'll find that a lot of them have a lot of details. This is a mini version, by the way, but the one that we are using is this one. This one is a bit more complicated, but yeah, it's got I2C, UART, SPI, internal sensors. Actually, I need to add to this. Also on here, I can do it. I think this one will do it. It's literally a matter of copy and paste. So I can take everything from here to here. And there we are. So this one is in Celsius, and this one is in Fahrenheit. In fact, I'm gonna change this as well for my American friends, because we can literally say Fahrenheit. There we are. Okay, so it's the icon, it's nothing great. Okay, I'm going to save that. I'm going to close that. That's the general settings. It contains a whole lot of stuff regarding settings. This is regarding the time, so it's pulling the time from Home Assistant. That's the Wi-Fi, which we looked at already. And this is the web server. There is nothing else that I'm putting in here. You'll see it's clean. It doesn't have anything else in there except for the comment. Which is the only other thing that I do put in. I like to have in the comments, if nothing else, at least the model of the device. Okay, so now we've got that, we are going to go here. And in case you're wondering what this is, or rather this is my dev server. It does run beta. In fact, you can see it's on ESP-beta. There, see, beta. Why do I run beta? Simply because if there is something that suddenly changes, I do... Oh, by the way, that's not all I have. I've got plenty more. That's the only ones that I have active in the moment. But I do a run of compiling a whole lot of stuff, and if there is a compilation error, I then know what the problem is and can fix it, and I'll probably put it into a short for you. Okay, so we are going to install this, and we are going to install this using a manual download. Whilst that happens, we're going to go here. I am going to do two things. I'm going to open this one, and I am going to open this one. Okay, no, sorry. Guys, I'm being silly. I should open Windows to do this. Okay. I'm going to open this one. I'm going to open this one. Okay. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go through this. I spoke about it last week. This is a little tool that I found through another YouTuber. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. It's wonderful. ESP Connect is absolutely wonderful. It is an open source initiative. You can see it's a last outpost workshop, and right now it's disconnected, and you can connect at whichever speed you want. I'm going to go crazy. It is a high-speed chip, and I'm going to try to connect. And I'm going to try to connect here. and it seems to be happy. And let's see if it's going to connect. Yes. And look at this. And to me, this is incredible. We are running on an ESP32C6. Flash and clock, 4 megabytes of flash, 40 megahertz clock. Yeah, it's an expressive USB JTAG serial. It can do Wi-Fi, BLE, and thread, and no, I can't remember the last one. Okay, never mind. And it will give you a whole lot of stuff. It's got a LED, 4 timers, 6 channels, LEDC. It's even giving you the MAC address. So lots of information. If you end up with a board that you're not too sure what it is, this tool is nice. Okay. I'm going to disconnect and close. I just wanted to show you this tool. I will put that in either the description. Now I'll put it with the rest on GitHub. Now this is the one we want. I want to download. There it is. Okay. So why don't I use ESPHome's native uploader? I've had a few problems with it. I find that the Adafruit one is less problematic. Should we push it? Let's try. Okay, we are going to try to connect. I may need to, come on. Is it? Yep, we're in. Okay, I'm going to go and fetch the file. There it is, open. And first, we can erase with this program, which is great. This is not going to take long. But usually it doesn't take long. There we are. And then we hit program. And you'll see that it's going to go very quickly. And there we are. So this is logically the only time we will have to do this. And the next thing that I'm going to do is disconnect it entirely. There it is. I'm going to take these two out if you don't mind. I'm going to fit it into and let's go. I am going to choose this one because like that you can see my screen there as well. Okay, I'm going to fit it into the board, and I'm going to fit it into the board with this pin. So the pin. There you are. So that don't bend any pins, and gently press it in. Okay, it's in, and I have this one. I think it is. Yep, this power. Let's see if this is the correct one. No, that's not the correct one. Then it's this one. Sorry, I've got a lot of cables over here. Okay, let's try this one. Nothing's happening. So it's the other one. Yep, I got power. You can see it's flashing, and it's not quite. Okay, that's always a good sign when it does that. When it continues flashing, usually it's a bad sign. It tells me that it's not hooking up to the Wi-Fi. So let's just see if this works. Okay, yep, we're up and running. That's fantastic. Okay. Okay. So here it is, strands connected to the right things. We've got the temperature, the uptime, the status, the version. We are happy people. And we have here the description. Okay, I think that's good. So I can close this because we've got Wi-Fi. Hey, from Canada. I cannot answer in the chat, but thanks for the stream. It's a pleasure, man. It's an absolute pleasure. Anyway, let me carry on. Okay, so now that we've got everything working and that we know it works, what time is it? Might have enough time to put 2. Okay, so I'm moving this side again. And sorry, I'm going to be moving from one side to another of my desk because obviously here is where I do the physical work. Oh, and I didn't show you the. Hold on. So this is what the web server looks like. You can see now we can do a whole lot of stuff. And as I say, all of that code is on GitHub. So let me bring you back to this, which is the overhead. When you're going to install a new anything on these, safety first. We unplug it. And we wait for a second, and whilst we wait for a second, I can prep this one. So this specific sensor comes with one of these JST plugs, and on the other side you can see it's it's these. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, wait, let's see if I can match the colors. We're going to take a red and we'll put it into the red. Where is the red? This is the red. Okay, oops. Okay, then we're going to take a black. Is it black? Yep. There is black. Now we put the black in. We put this one in. Yeah, okay. I'm a bit on the edge there. Okay, I need to fix this. Maybe I'll do something during my time off. Okay, then the green, and I don't have a green, so I'm going to use a yellow one instead. So it's more like brown orange. Let's call it orange instead. Now that one is holding relatively well. And then blue, that I do have blue. Okay, so that is ready to go in. Okay, now comes my secret file. And we are looking for, no, this is the S3. I don't know how well it will fit, but yeah, so it's a bit closer, but you can see where you have to hook the solar. So that's how it hooks up on the solar. And yeah, that also tells me which pins have to go where. And just to show you, we are going to be using pin 20 and 19, which is SCL and SDA. And then we're going to be using 3.3 volts and ground. Okay. So that's pretty simple. I am going to turn it a little bit and reframe it for you. Actually, I'm going to reframe it a bit lower. Oh, look at how I put it. Completely in the wrong place. We're going to move it and gently, there we are. If you ever have a problem putting things into a breadboard, do yourself a favor. Get some of these. Wait. I say get some of these, and obviously I can't find any because maybe they are. Yes. So these are pins. Rows. I use them to code my my ESPHome, and you get some of these, and what you do is you put a board of some sort on top of it that you can break, and you just push stuff in so that they split a little bit. They can be stiff. It does happen. And it's not fun when they're off. After you've done it twice, usually it's loose enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out for a second because it's going to be in my way. I'm going to take this one out. I just wanted to show it to you. I am going to take one of these gray ones and take my glasses off for a second. And yes. So we're going ground, which is this one. No, we're going 3.3 volts first for the gray one. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. 3.3 into the positive rail. And then we're going to take a shorter one. These things, if you don't have these, they're absolutely wonderful. And I use them on semi-permanent stuff quite regularly. So the brown one is on the ground. Yep. The brown one is on the ground, which is the blue. Okay. So we've got the power. Now what we want to do is, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do this, we are going to take, and it will be up to you to decide. The thing is, in our case, we've used orange and blue for SDA and SCL. So we're going to reuse those so that we don't mix ourselves. So standards are a good thing. So we said that SCL is 20, but here the blue is in CSL. Is it correct? It's got to be. Yeah. So the blue is CSL. So SDL will be orange, and SDA, sorry, is orange, and that's 19. So it's 1, 2, that is 19. They're actually named. I should look at here because they're actually named. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to arc them, and I'm going to put one here and one here like that. Just like that. So I know that the blue one has to go with the blue one, the orange one has to go with the orange one, the red one can go straight into the red, and the black one goes straight into the blue. And yes, I know it makes no sense. And so that it doesn't run away, because I have to run away, I'm going to take a little bit, in South Africa, you have a name for this? And for the sake, I can't remember it offhand. I know you Americans and Europeans use the term tack, or blue tack, or something to that effect. So I'm going to just put it with some tack, so it doesn't move. There. Okay, now we can turn it around again. Keep all of this in frame. And we are going to do that. And my glass is back on. I'll not need this. Where's my mouse? Ah. You need to see. Let's show everything. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Where? Okay, you don't need to see this. Okay. But the one thing that I do want to do is to go into the logs, and it started, which is great. And we're going to scroll up and up and up and up and up until we find this. And results from bus scan on one device at 077. Oh, yeah, and I'm out of frame, sorry. Okay, so you can see here where, oh, there's a found device at address 077. Okay, so that's where that specific sensor is sitting. And you'll find that I do one by one, and that's important. It's important because you'd be tempted to put everything and to build everything in one go. The problem with doing that is that both hardware-wise and software-wise, you could end up having to debug. And you don't know if everything is already mounted. You don't know where the problem is going to be. And you'll have to take everything out and start one by one in any case to figure out what the problem is and where the problem is. So do one atom at a time, one sensor at a time, and you will do one success at a time and move on. And I assure you, it will be easier at the end of the day. So here we are. It's done. So now what we need to do is we need to put the what I call the extra sensors. Sensors for the weather station. Right? Okay, a little bit of space. And how are we going to do this? Well, it's pretty simple. And I'll show you the file in a second. I'm just going to copy and paste. Okay, indentation, very important with YAML. This has to be one in. Don't worry about this specific error. This is a specific error that comes up in code. For some odd reason, code doesn't handle includes. Even though I've got the ESPHome stuff loaded, just doesn't. Now, we said that it was on 77, not 76. So we can change that to 77. Now I can go and show you the BME. Well, let me close the boards. The BME sensor file, which is in I2C. There it is. And you'll see it's pretty much well defined. And you can see there is a lot of stuff in here. And that's because this is all here. This piece of the code is what you would find in the sample on ESPHome. In fact, you won't even find disable by default or device class or icon or name. I think you'll find just pressure ID or pressure name and not ID. There is far more. You'll see I component update, which is these at the bottom. So what I do is I hide all of these are hidden. And I return visibly, I return these, which are all templates and do calculations and things like that. That's the dew point, the temperature in Fahrenheit. That is the air quality classification. That's all I've got here. So the temperature is not hidden, and humidity is not hidden either, or shouldn't be. Or the pressure, for that matter. Why are they all hidden? That's not good. Sorry. I am gonna show them. I remember it's because I was working on another project that required it. But you see what I did? Okay, the rest can be hidden indeed. Okay, super. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Okay, so we are ready to compile this. So we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna hit install. And we're gonna do it wirelessly this time. And whilst that is doing what it is doing, I am gonna blow my nose again. I'm back. Yeah, so it will have to redo the entire thing. Okay, I'm gonna drink some. Okay. Let's see. Wi-Fi. There is a BME. You see, BME's been added. In fact, this is still calculating, but we've already got data. Yeah, great. So if we refresh this, we are going to start seeing data there. We don't have the dew point yet, but it will come. Humidity, temperature. And if I show all, we've even got the temperature in Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And we get everything that we need to see. Everything else looks fine. I just want to wait to see if everything is going to come up. By the way, this is incorrect that I live at 1,600 meters above sea level. Don't ask me what that is in feet, sorry, can't help. Yeah, dew point is up. And the sensor for the air classification or air quality does take a minute to come up. It needs to warm up. So, yeah, but I'm sure it's going to work. So the other way to do this is to use So the other solution is to use a BME 280, which is one of these. Let me switch on the overhead. There it is. You see, air quality classification, excellent. That's a resistance being translated into air quality. But let me go over to the overhead. Okay, so the other way that we could have done it is use a BME 280, this fella, this is a SGP40. This is an SGP40. So 2 different sensors. And that's totally doable. They're both 2IC. Sorry, I2C. So they're both relatively easy to switch out. It would be just rewiring quickly, and that's it. Let's see. We have about half an hour left. I know these live streams are long, but you can see my whole process. And it's not a condensed video that I've edited. So since that is working, let's try to get this one working, right? So first things first. Safety. Disconnect. And then we are going to connect. And by the way, this one has an extra wire, which really need to find a better way of doing this. Okay. Mic. So this one has 5. You can see 5 cables. That's because it has an interrupt. It is a UV sensor and it is a lux sensor at the same time. So where is the power? VCC is purple and ground is orange. VCC is purple and ground is... Okay, that's not going to work. VCC... sorry, VCC is purple and the purple goes into the white, and ground is orange and that goes into the black. So those two are power and black is ground. So we are going to put these two like such. I hope that you can still hear me. And it's not going in. Just... Okay, it's not going in. But let's take that one out because we don't need it anymore. Why aren't you going in? So sometimes you gotta wiggle them. It is the right side, eh? Sometimes you gotta wiggle them along. All I'm getting to right now is bending them. Come on, get in. This is no fun. Yeah, I've just broken them. So we're gonna do it another way. Okay. I need my snippers. There we are. Okay. So we said orange is VCC and then ground. So red is VCC. So I'm putting the red in the VCC, which is orange. Oh no, orange is ground. So which one was? Oh, purple is VCC. Purple is VCC. Orange is ground, so orange is black. There. Okay. SDA is blue. What did we say SDA was here? That's SCL is there. SDA is orange. Okay, so we're saying that SDA is blue, SCL is yellow. So SCL is blue. So blue on yellow. And then orange and blue. Is that correct? Yeah. And we'll forget the other one. Okay. What I'm going to do for my sanity more than anything else, and because we're going to be working with this for a while, yep. I'm going to take one of these. Something like that. Hopefully they will hold. Okay. Get the extra piece. You have to just push that one back a little bit. Why do I have two orange? Because one of them is supposed to be blue. Okay. Oh, that doesn't help. You can go away. Which one is orange again? SDA. SDA is orange and SDA here is purple. So purple. Oh, hold on a second. Things are not right. What I might do is, but I'll do this in off camera. SDA is blue. So the yellow is not orange, it's blue. So who was screaming at me through their screen? Pascal, you're doing this wrong. No one? And we said yellow is CSR. Okay, what I will do for the next stream is I will rewire these to have to be this way. But in the meantime, I'm going to redo this again, like such. And we're going to take another blue one. No, I want everyone. That's it. Okay, so this one should be correct. So what we do is blue goes to blue, orange goes to orange, red goes to red, and black goes to black. And in all logic, I'm going to bring this one here, like such. We're going to take a little bit of tack. Oh, it'd be nice if you saw what I was doing, right? So I am gonna put a little bit of tech here, and we're gonna just glue this here, like such. Well, glue. Put that there so that it doesn't move. We're gonna put it back this way. And for today, we're finished with this. So I'm gonna put it aside. Sorry about my arm. Sorry, I'm a very orderly person. I put things back as I use them, or as I finish to use them, so that I don't lose them. I'm going to reconnect, and I saw a red light. Okay. And we're going to do this. And we are going to do this. Okay. So this sensor, okay, maybe I should say which sensor this is. So this is temperature, humidity, pressure, and air quality. It's AIQ, I think. Okay. So we've got that. The next one is UV. Okay. And illuminance in UV, we said, was the LR390. So here's the code for the LR390. There's a few things that I've added already. Things like dark, dim, ideal, bright, very bright, too bright. I will probably at a point or another do the UV index as well into text format. But the UV index is more skin type related, so I'll see. But the code for the UV light, I mean the UV sensor, is right here, if it doesn't mind giving it to me. Right here. And we're going to put that into the project file. Okay. Just take this out. By the way, all of these have to be tabbed in once. Before we even go and recompile this, what we want to do, again, is, oops, sorry, go here, go into the logs, and double check that that I2C address. Where is the I2C address? Okay, we have now 53. So it's 7753, that's correct. Okay, so we have 53 here, and that is definitely correct. Okay, then we can close this, install, whilst as I said, except for the project file, everything is already on GitHub. Yeah, it's free. Ah, yes, it will redo the entire compile. So it's time for another drink. I hope you don't mind that I'm drinking. And as I've said before, It's a pity there is no vodka in here. And there it is. We'll see now if we can see. Yeah, we've already got data from the UV sensor. From my mouse. Here it is. Ambient light. Yeah, it will be very high. Let's refresh this. Yep, there it is. UVI and UV sensor. And it's too bright because obviously I've got spotlights on it. But if you want to, I'm going to switch them off. There's one. Yeah, there's two of them. I could find the second one. And it should update. Yeah. As you can see, there is far less light now. Come on, update. Okay, dark. So it's definitely working. The temperature sensor I haven't tested. Okay. I need to do this slightly differently. Okay. So we haven't tested the temperature sensor, but if I put my finger on it, it should start coming up. 26.2. Well, whilst that is happening, let's talk about what's coming. So, what have we achieved today? Which is a very good question. In my case, a little bit of a headache. But no, we wired the sensor, we established our remix philosophy, and let me just do this. You know, we chose, is it going up yet? Yes, so I see it's going up. We've also spoken about the philosophy of the remix and why we're doing it. We've chosen a an MCU and the why and the how, which, yeah, it's good. We've prepared a solar-ready platform. And we've got our environmental data on the screen. It's there. And if you want to see it inside of, I can do it quickly inside of, wait, I don't want to do it that way. To go here. Yes, the core update. There's an update that actually came out today, apparently. So we're going to go here and no, we're going to ignore that one. For sure, that one is one. And I must actually take those out. Center, no. So now I actually want to delete it, not disable it, delete it. There we are. Delete. I'm just going to delete all of them quickly. Delete. Am I deleting the? No, I'm not. Okay. Delete. Because right now I'm not using any of those. Delete. Okay. And I'm going to add a device. And the host is this. Like that. And if it asks me the encryption key, I am going to do this for a second so that you can't see. Duplicate tab. To here. Secrets. There's my. Let's see. Okay, submit. Okay, that's done. So I can come back to this. There, I put my encryption key in, and I'm not going to put an area in, but there you are. It's inside. You'll see that there is a bunch of entities that are currently disabled, which is perfectly fine. Obviously, we can, things like the ambient light, we can edit, enable, okay. Okay, configuration, that's fine, all of this is fine. Okay, and what we can do, let's see, what time is it? No, there is 8 minutes left. Yeah, I'm going to do at least 2. Quickly. We're going to go here. We're going to add a sensor. And in this case, we're going to add one of these. And we're going to go there. And we're going to go temperature. We don't need to put more than that. It's already perfectly working. Yeah, I think this, we're not going to define severities. But yeah, so that is one. Then we can add another, and we are going to use the same card again. There is a catch card. And this time I'm going to just go humidity on that one. And there we are. In fact, just hang on. Layout. I want these to be what? And why is it so squished? Oh, that's fine. Config. I'm just going to put an end to it, and I'm just going to say temperature. Temperature. Yes, I want a custom name, temperature. And I'm going to just do this one. I'm going to do the same. I hope I'm not too soft. I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to go here and name it humidity. Save. And what we've got is temperature and humidity next to one another. What I'll do is when we do the dashboard for the weather station, I'll do something a bit better using other cards. But yes, so you see it's already through to Home Assistant, and that was relatively easy to put up. So yeah, that's that's where we are. We've done that. So this is very much just the foundation. We have so many more sensors to put on. And as I've said, if I've missed a sensor in my list, please do shout and say, okay, fine, you missed the sensor. I will do another environment sensor package. I don't know how to call them, which will take care of a few other things that you might want to know. Believe it or not, one of them is an earthquake detection system. And with that, we can do things like ground temperatures and ground humidity and so forth, because an earthquake detection system ideally needs to be underground. And that's done with an MP, you know? Because I've got one right here. I can't see it. I can't see what it is. But basically, it's a 6-way. It's gyroscopic movement sensor, 3-way. So that will do as well at a point or another. Maybe even after this. Yeah. So my big question is, which sensor that will be listed, and I'll put a poll up tomorrow, which sensors do you want me to do next week? And I'll leave you to choose that. I'll put a poll up tomorrow for that, and you'll be able to choose which ones you want. I'll also put the BOM bill of materials on GitHub. The link will be in the description, obviously. In 2 weeks is the last stream for the year. Then I'm on a break until January 11th of 2026. When I say I'm on a break, I will not do any live streams. Whether I post something or not, that's a different story. Thank you for sticking with me, and a massive thank you to Open Green Energy for giving the original inspiration for all of this. I also want to say a massive thank to my channel members. Unfortunately, he wasn't in the chat today. You know, if you want to join, there's a join button below, and it does help. It helps enormously to buy all of this and to print all of this and to buy filament, to buy new sensors, new boards, and things like that. So yeah, recap, hopefully by next week sometimes, the first short will be on. That's what I'm looking at in the moment. Yeah, then what am I missing? Yeah, see you in 2 weeks. I'm Pascal. This was Home Automator live stream, and I'll see you in the comments. Cheers. Now I have to find the button to put cheers. This is funny. My mouse doesn't work. Okay, cheers.